Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08 and welcome to the 22nd episode of my Rails of Industry Minecraft series. In today's episode, I am going to be playing with the mod Gendustry, but first I'm actually going to be setting up a little automation so that I can make some better flux duct. So right now, as it stands, the best flux duct I can easily make is the resonant flux duct. I don't actually have any of it right now, but it is rather easy. I just need redstone flux duct, which I have a lot of redstone, and signalum to make the signalum flux duct. So let's go ahead and automate that right now. And then to make the resonant flux duct, it is just signalum flux duct with redstone and enderium. And that's how we make that. So I can make that pretty easily, but that has a capacity of only 25,000 RF per tick per connection. So I would like to upgrade to cryo-stabilized flux duct because that gives me infinite redstone flux per tick per transfer. So let's get started on that. So to actually make this flux duct, we actually need to make a bunch of the cryo-stabilized flux duct empty, and that is made with electrum, hardened glass, and the resonant flux duct. So I can actually go ahead and set that recipe up real fast. But actually making a bunch of this stuff is going to be a little bit more challenging. So that is the recipe for that. What I will need a lot of is the gelid cryothium here, which is made in a magma crucible from cryothium dust. And to make cryothium dust, we need snowballs, which I have a lot of, like I think 2 million something. I have also a lot of redstone, but the thing I don't have a lot of is bliss powder. However, I can manufacture bliss powder actually relatively easily. Bliss powder can be manufactured in a fluid transposer with snowballs and a liquid experience or essence of knowledge or essence. I can get essence of knowledge from a magma crucible using my solidified experience, which I have a lot of from my creeper killing station area thing. So let's go ahead and set that up. I'm going to set that up underneath the street here. This is going to be kind of a temporary build, so I'm just going to build it down here, and at some point I will probably get rid of it or move it. But for right now, this is as good of a location as any. So the first thing I want to do is set up a magma crucible. Let's set up the left side to be an input and the right side to be an output. And I will need to export the solidified experience into that. So let's set that up with the export bus and then connect that up to the covered cable up above. And then the fluid transposer will be right here. It will have an input from the left. It'll have an input from, let's see here. Actually, there's no super good way to do this. Let's do an input from the top and then an output to the right. And the output will be output to a black hole unit here. And I want to go ahead and set up a storage bus on this. So let's do it on top, and the export bus for the fluid transposer will also be on top. Okay, so I have this export bus set up. I need to set up snowballs to be in this export bus. And then this, I'm not going to configure the storage bus quite yet. For right now, I'm going to give it a negative priority so nothing jumps in there accidentally while I don't have this thing set up fully yet. So the next thing is I actually need to get this thing power, and I'm going to do it behind through this wall right here. So if I just connect up to this flux duct right here, I shouldn't have any problems. So let's grab some flux duct to do that and some covers. So I have the redstone energy flux duct over here, so let's just go ahead and use that. And then, like I said, grab some covers. So real fast, I can just do this, this, and this, and then cover it up. And my machines now have power. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these guys using the resonant conversion kits that I can make pretty easily. And then this thing should start making some bliss powder. So what I'm going to do real fast is I'm going to cover up this hole in the wall that I just made with some stone and some covers, and then hopefully I will have some of the bliss powder made. So right now I have 1. It is kind of a slow process. I could speed it up if I really wanted to, but for right now I'm not going to, because this thing will be running all of the time as long as I have the ingredients for it. So that is obviously it's going to make a lot of bliss powder just over a long period of time. So let's go ahead and what I want to do right now is I want to set some of the liquid experience aside so that it cannot be used, because liquid experience, or the experience, solidified experience rather, is pretty valuable. You can use it to upgrade levels rather easily. I just use a whole stack of it by shift clicking. Obviously having experience laying around is nice to have, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up a chest right over here, and I'm just going to put some experience in it that cannot be touched by my applied energistic system, so that I have some laying around. So the next step is I actually need to make some cryotheum dust, and I actually have made some bliss powder off camera using the machines in my workshop. So let's go ahead and start making some of the flux duct so that you can see the process. So let's make 100 of this. I should have everything I need. The hardened glass is going to be very expensive, so let's see how much hardened glass I have. Yeah, that's going to be over, or just about half my hardened glass rather, not hardened experience. But let's grab some of the flux duct here. Actually, let's just go ahead and do 60 to make the math maybe a little bit easier here. And then for the gelid cryotheum, to make 250 millibuckets, you need 1 cryotheum dust. For each flux duct, though, I believe it is 500 millibuckets. And I need to right click on that. Where is my fluid transposer? Okay, for whatever reason, oh, it's right here. It's the first thing that pops up. So the recipe, yes, it's 500 millibuckets for the cryostabilized flux duct. So I will need, let's see here. I will need, 120 of this. So let's grab that. Looks like my flux duct frame is done. Let me double check this. Yes. Okay, got my ratios right. So I can easily use this to make the flux duct by using my machines I have over here. The magma crucible gets the cryotheum dust, so let's do that. And then the fluid transposer gets the cryostabilized flux duct frames. So there we go. I should have some flux duct coming into my applied energistic system. I will need to make quite a bit of this between episodes to actually replace all of the flux duct I have between here and my ore processing center / my energy generation area. So I do need to make quite a bit of this off camera between episodes, but I can do that later. And for right now, let's dive into the mod industry, because at some point I want to make a huge tree farm, and I want to have better trees at my tree farm. Currently I'm using apple oaks, and they're okay. They grow pretty fast, but they don't have a lot of wood, and they have a lot of leaves. Since I'm going to be using minecarts to do the actual planting and harvesting of the trees, I would rather have the trees not have very many leaves in the cases that I can get away with that. So I'm going to be breeding some trees here, or not breeding, but genetically mutating trees. So let's get started with that. So for the mod industry, basically what this mod allows you to do is to genetically manipulate forestry trees and bees, and additional bees and trees added by some of the other mods as well, that are add-ons for the mod forestry, that is. So let's get started with that. So the first machine I would like to make is a mutatron. So this machine requires quite a bit of stuff here that I don't have. I do have a lot of bronze laying around, so that's good because I'm going to be needing it for this. So that is the sturdy casing. The power module is made with bronze gears, and I don't think I have bronze gears automated. Maybe I do. I do. Sweet. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and grab the power module. And I can't grab any of them for right now, but that's okay. Let's see what else. And that wasn't the machine I needed. The bee receptacle. Let's see. I do not have several things here. The tank. And let's just throw everything back into my applied energistic system for right now. So I have the power module made, I have the tank. Let's do the genetics processor. Let's do the B receptacle after we do the weighted plate here. Okay, so that is, I think, just about everything. So let's see if I actually did everything like I think. There's a chance I missed something, but that's okay. Most of the machines are made of these components that I just automated. So the machines that I need shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so that is the mutatron. I will need that later, but for right now, let's grab some of the other machines that I will need. I am actually going to upgrade the mutatron to the advanced mutatron because it gives greater control. But for right now, let's look for the genetic sampler. Let's go ahead and make that. Like I said, most of these machines use the same components, just kind of organized differently. So that makes things easier. Let's do the genetic transposer next, and then the genetic replicator. And okay, so I have the replicator, transposer, and sampler. There's one more thing. I think it's the imprinter. Make sure I did not replicate anything. Okay, so there's my machines. Let's stick them in, and let's actually craft all of them. And then I can go ahead and do the advanced mutatron as well. So the mutatron, it can stay in the system. Okay, so I've done the imprinter. I need the sampler. I need the transposer and the replicator. So let's find the advanced mutatron here. It should be somewhere around here. Okay, so yeah, there's not a whole lot to do for the advanced mutatron. It's just kind of the same components with a mutatron thrown in. And let's get one of these. Okay, there we go. Let's grab all of these machines. What I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to put them along this wall right here. Like I said, this is kind of a temporary setup. I will probably be moving this at some point. In fact, let's move these. One of them is empty. One of them has some trees and or I think just trees. Yeah, this just has all my forestry trees that I've gathered just through harvesting trees in the overworld. So let's start to set down some machines here. I think the sampler would do best if it was closer to the applied energistic system, because I may hook this up to the applied energistic system. Let's actually set that down last. Let's do the replicator, the transposer, and then the advanced mutatron. Let's do the... Oh, there's one machine I forgot. And that would be the mutagen producer. Because the mutatron and advanced mutatron require mutagen, or I think that's what it's called. Yes. And I need the mutagen producer for that. So let's get that. And there we go. And I want to put that beside the advanced mutatron. And actually, I'm going to kind of shift this location. Okay, so the replicator, I think, is one of the machines I didn't actually need right now, but that's okay. So let's do the mutagen producer right here. At some point, I will probably flip these two machines their spots, but that's okay. Right now, I'm probably not going to use either one of them. So I want the advanced mutatron right here because I need to get mutagen from here to here. So let's go ahead and set that up with some fluid duct real fast. And let's use hardened fluid duct just because I can with a resonant servo. And I can slap that on and turn this on. So the things we can use for mutagen producers, I think we can use... well, actually, I'm not 100% sure what we can use. Maybe ender pearls. I know we can use refined uranium, but I don't have any on me because I've sent it all to my energy generation area to be used for the reactor there. So I need to figure something else out. Let's see here. Can I do uranium ore maybe? I kind of doubt this will work, but you never know. Okay, so what I'm going to do real fast, I'm going to figure out some... You know what? Actually, I think I can do redstone. Yes, I can. Okay, so I actually need to get all these guys power, but I can do that just a little bit later. Let's go ahead and put the imprinter down, and then the sampler can go right there. So right now I need to get these power, so let's grab some flux duct, and for right now let's just use the redstone energy flux duct because it's the best that I have a lot of right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig down here and lay this out below all of these machines. So I think there's what, one more machine here? Yes. And 3. There we go. So now I need to connect this up somehow to my main energy grid. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, and then I'm going to go out to my street. Because I actually have a little bit of stuff down here that I was using in the past that is currently not being used. So if we poke out right here, we should have access to power. Not cool, sir. Okay. Nope, that's not correct. Okay, so we're getting power over here. These machines do use a lot of power, so that's one reason why I'm putting it right here with good flux duct. As you can see, the buffers are 1 million RF for the first machine. This one's 4 million. This one is 1.6 million. This one's 5 million. My goodness. Like I said, they use a lot of power. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clean this area up a little bit, and I'm going to kill zombies and then go to sleep. And once all of that is done, I will be right back. So it's daytime again, and there's one more thing I would like to do for the muted or the mutagen producer. I'd like to put a hopper on top with some redstone inside so that this thing can run for quite a while. Like I said, this thing uses a lot of power and is actually draining right now, even though it should be receiving as much power as it can, and it has not produced very much mutagen at all, which is okay because I don't really think I'm going to be using it this episode. But there's one more thing, or there's a couple more things I need to do for this episode. The first one is to make a carpenter, and that is because I would like to make a portable analyzer. And to make a portable analyzer, I need a carpenter. So let's go ahead and get that set up. A carpenter requires energy and water to operate, so I need to get some sort of water source as well. I'm just going to go with the cheapest infinite water source right here from the mod NuclearCraft because it is convenient and easy to get. And then I can actually request this carpenter and set it down and get it ready and rolling. So I'm going to go ahead and put the carpenter over here for right now because I have access to power, and I can go ahead and set up the water pretty easily as well. So I'm going to put the carpenter right here. Let's go ahead and set up this with the carpenter here and the water source here. So the carpenter is getting water, so that's cool. It should have power, and it does. So let's go ahead and get that portable analyzer going. So for the portable analyzer, I am going to need 10 ingots, a redstone, diamonds, and glass panes. So 10 ingots, and I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these just because I'm probably going to lose one or move one or something at some point. So it's good to have a couple of them laying around. And then redstone and diamond, I believe. And I forget how much of each thing I need. That's okay. I feel like I only need 1 diamond, but I'm going to do that. So the portable analyzer is made with the diamond or the 10 redstone, diamond, and glass. And how this is configured is this right here is kind of a dummy. It's you setting up the recipe, and then right here is the carpenter's inventory. When it has the correct items to make something right here, it will go ahead and craft it right here. And as we can see, there's a progress bar right here. Once that is done, we will have a portable analyzer. However, that portable analyzer will be kind of useless to me right now because I do not have the thing that is required to actually run it, and that would be honey drops. So I'm going to have to do something about that. And I do have a plan. So let's see here. The portable analyzer. You need honey drops right here, and then you put your saplings or your bees right here, and then it will analyze it and give you the traits. So what I need to do is I actually need to set up some sort of apiary or bee house. I'm going to go ahead and set up, let's just do a regular apiary because it's easy. So, and I say that and I can't even do it. So let's actually set up a bee house. So, because that should be something that I can actually do. Yes. Okay, so a bee house is made with wood, wood slabs, and then a comb. I do have a couple of combs laying around. Actually, I have 3 combs. But let's go ahead and throw this in here. And let's get this going. So bee house, and I should automate this. I think do I have my bees over here, or is it just trees? I just have trees over there. So I should have, I thought I had some bees somewhere. Oh, I do. I probably have them in here. I just have something typed in. So I should be able to use a meadows queen. Yes, that should work. I need to make sure to get flowers, or set this in a place where it has flowers. Okay, so there's, over here has a flower. Let's actually grab this flower and move it. Bees typically need flowers of some sort. Some bees use weird things as flowers, like stone, or certain blocks. Let's go ahead and set up this bee house right here. Actually, let's do it right here. And let's throw this in here. No flowers right now, so let's set this flower right beside it. Let's actually move this flower. Let's put it right here. And I would like to automate this. So what I'm going to do is let's grab some item duct. And let's grab a servo as well as a chest. And I think the easiest way to automate this is typically a system somewhat like this, where I put the chest here. I need the servo here, and I need to set this to nearest first, so that when items are pulled out, they actually try to go back into the bee house if they can. And that's kind of the goal, because when the queen dies, it will produce a princess and a drone or more. I think it's 2 drones for the meadows. It's 2 or 3. But the drones will come back in, and the princess will come back into the bee house, rebreed, become another queen, and then the circle of life can continue, and it can continue making combs. Because if we look at the meadow queen here, it should produce honeycomb. So that is what I'm after, because what I can do with the honeycomb is I can send it through my centrifugal separator, and I can get honey drops from it. So let's see if this thing is ever going to give me any honey or dye or anything. So this right here is the life bar, how much life it has lived. It's getting pretty close to death, which is good-ish. I'd rather have it produce some honey though, but it's not doing that right now. So I do have a few comb laying around. Let's see here. I have 2. So let's see if I can't make any honey, so that I can show you exactly how the analyzer works. And there's a chance I won't get any, because there's only a 40% chance that I get a honey drop from the honeycomb. Looks like I got 1, so that's good. So I should have that anytime now. Anytime now. Mr. Applied Energistic System, I said anytime now. There we go. So let's move this over here. Let's get rid of the flux duct that I don't need. And let's grab a sapling so that we can analyze it. So let's see, what saplings do I have? Do I have a golden raspberry sapling? I thought, okay, yes, I do. And you can actually analyze an entire stack of saplings at one time. So the golden raspberry is something that it's a pretty good sapling because it matures in the fastest amount of time. This is going to be a trait that I will be using in my super tree that I'm going to be breeding or genetically creating next episode. So yeah, so I think that's a good wrapping up point for today. I should have some mutagen when I get back, which is good because I will need plenty of mutagen to do some genetic modifications. Hopefully this bee house will give me some honey at some point. Looks like right now it hasn't given me anything. And actually, I think I have the life bar reversed. When I told you earlier it goes up, it looks like it's actually going down. So once it gets down to the bottom, it means the bee is about dead. It will split off into its princess and drones. And then with the system I have set up, hopefully will automatically rebreed. But that's only if I set everything up correctly by turning that servo on. So that's pretty much what I did. I set up the genetic stuff and then the apiary here, or the bee house rather. And I also set up a system to create bliss powder right here, and this will run all of the time as long as I have the ingredients for that, and that will help me make some of the awesome flux duct. So anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you enjoy watching automation type stuff in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.